Hey guys, welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and thanks for joining me for the episode today. And I'm going to be making a case why it should not be legal for boat docks to be on public bodies of water today. We've touched upon this a little bit in the past, but I've really gotten where I've gotten really irritated about some of the attitude of these dock owners that I come upon, and there's no reason for it. They should not be allowed to have docks on public bodies of water. I'll explain why. So we're going to get into that in today's video, and definitely would like to hear some feedback from you guys on this. Also, guys, real quick before we get started, I don't know if you've seen it, but Tackle Warehouse has dropped some new colors of megabass jerkbaits on their website now. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description if you guys would like to check out some of those new colors of the megabass Vision 110. They got some really cool special limited runs on there. You can use my link to get them through, so appreciate that. And also, speaking of jerkbaits, guys, anyone interested in booking an on-the-water jerkbait lesson with me, jerkbait fishing is really good right now around the Ozarks. Shoot me a private message on my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, for details there, so appreciate that. Okay, guys, I live in Boat Dock Central here in the Missouri. You know, Lake of the Ozarks, it's wall-to-wall boat docks. Grand Lake in Oklahoma, wall-to-wall boat docks. Table Rock Lake, which once didn't have hardly any boat docks on it, you know, back when I started fishing the lake, is getting to be full of boat docks. They're all over the place. And I got to tell you guys with it, I don't have any patience for this. I don't have any patience for these dock owners that put these docks in there, and then they have this big attitude that you got to stay away from my dock. You can't touch my dock. Don't hit my pontoon boat with your Ned rig. The commercial docks, they have things no fishing with a 50 or 100 feet around them. It's like the damn dock owners think they own the lake, and they don't. Here is what is messed up about this. Now, they can do what they want to on a private lake. That's their business. If they have a private body of water that's, you know, whoever owns the lake is okay with that, more power to them. But when you're talking about a public body of water, like big lakes that we fish, Table Rock Lake, Rayburn, you know, Lake Lanier, Georgia, Lake Murray, whatever, these are public bodies of water that are subsidized by our tax dollars. And it is simply messed up and not right that a private citizen can come in and put a piece of their private property on a public body of water and then tell you to stay away from their dang dock, even though it's on public body of water. Now, there's a couple different issues with this. First of all, one of the biggest things that docks have done is it has degraded the habitat in terms of being able to fish like you need to fish, not having to mess with the docks. Now, granted, docks offer habitat, but that's not the point what we're talking about. I'll give you an example here down at Table Rock Lake. Back when I started fishing the lake a lot in the late 70s, there were hardly no docks on the lake. There was a few mom and pop resort docks, but nobody had any private docks, and they're just few and far between. And now, fast forward to 2026, I bet probably half of the really good rocky bank, crankbait, jerkbait areas that I used to fish forever, you can't fish them now because all the docks on them. It's like you cannot make those long parallel casts down those rocky banks anymore because you got docks all over the place. And it's the same anywhere. It's like docks, what they do is they take away the different type of diversity of techniques that anglers can fish at. Not only do that, they make it harder to fish. Docks are a hard piece of structure to fish for the average bass angler. You know, you get your boat all scratched up on the cables around them. And like I said, they're intruding on a public body of water. Somebody tell me. I'd love to hear somebody try to justify this, why it's okay for somebody to put a piece of private property on a public body of water. And what gives these marina owners the right to tell somebody you can't fish within 100 foot of my dock. You got to stay within 100 foot away from this dock that's on a public body of water. Now, a lot of this that I have seen around the country, it comes with same deal, anything. It's who you know, and it's all about politics and power. I've seen several different situations that have been related to me, and I've seen personally, well, you'll have some, you know, local or state politician that is buddies with a marina dock owner or buddies with a dock owner, and they, you know, pass this legislation to make it legal to do that. It's the same with like down in Florida. A lot of these dock owners that bitch about grass growing around their docks, you know, they make it legal to spray toxic chemicals and herbicides on our water because the dock owner doesn't want to have to mess with grass around their docks. Dock owners should cater to the public. It's like, if you're going to put a piece of your private property on my public body of water, you don't have any leg to stand on to tell me where I cannot fish at. If I want to get up right 2 inches away from your dock and skip underneath it, I don't want to hear a word out of you. It's like, if you got rods hanging all over the end of your docks, get them out of the way, because you're in my way. You're in a public body of water. So I don't know if this is going to change, guys, because it's all about anything else. It's like money rules. It's like money corrupts everything. And it's like, you know, one of the things that I have noticed about stuff like this, about intrusions into your personal freedoms and rights, is if you have money and if you have influence and power and know the right people, you're going to get away with anything. It's just like here in Springfield, Missouri, all these, developers are in bed with all the zoning and planning commission people, and they just pass whatever the developers want at the, and just ignore the outrage of the public. Anything that, whatever the public wants is meaningless. If they're getting, whatever from a developer, they just let it go. It's the same with anything. It's just that whole aspect about how money and power just corrupts everything. So anyway, guys, I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear a damn word out of a dock owner. If I'm fishing around a dock, I don't want to hear a peep out of them. I've got into it with them before about that. It's not right. They should not be able to have their private property on a public body of water. If they want to have a boat dock, go find a lake somewhere that's private somewhere and put it on there, but get them off of my public bodies of water. So let me know what you guys think about that. Appreciate it.